Good morning. It is Mental Toughness Monday, and we're starting with the Essential Emotions book with, oh, you can hardly see that. Okay, Essential Emotions. And today we are on Arborvitae or Arborvita, as sometimes people call it. This is a tree, if I remember correctly, in Canada. Um, and it smells so good. I love this like because it reminds me of new car leather. Like so good.
Hmm.
Like this is the thing that if I were going to have a freshener in my car, it would be this because it makes me think of leather, new leather. All right.
It makes me think of wood,
Yep, it's a wood.
but leather.
Yeah.
What do, what do they rub with that? They must rub something on leather to make it smell good.
Right? Because it can't smell. It wouldn't smell good if it was just a cow.
No,
It's tanning.
it would smell like what is that? The bone ground, the burnt ground bone.
Yeah, the bone broth, right? Even the chocolate stuff has a hint of it, doesn't it? All right. Arbor Vitae assists individuals who believe or act like all progress must be made through struggle and solitary effort. By the way, this is the oil of divine grace. Oh my gosh, this is like so perfect. I can already feel it. Instead of trusting in the divine, these individuals unconsciously block divine aid, choosing instead to live by their own efforts. Arborvitae addresses the need to control one's outcomes in life. Oh my goodness. It invites individuals to live with peace and joy by trusting in the abundant flow of divine grace. It's also a grounding oil. It teaches that divinity is all around. Divine grace can be felt and experienced here on earth. It is not distant or separate. The divine can help find balance in life and teach what to hold close and what to release. Arbor Vitae's Latin name means to sacrifice. This oil invites individuals to sacrifice their personal will and ambitions for a far more fulfilling way of living. By surrendering to the divine, the mind relaxes and the soul experiences harmony and peace. Arbor Vitae teaches that true strength can come through emptiness or willingness to receive divine strength. It asks individuals to relax, take a deep breath, and trust the flow of life. Arbor Vitae assists the soul to live effortlessly by divine grace. So, negative emotions addressed here are stubborn, excessive effort, distrusting, rigid, fearful, and controlling. And positive properties are if you want to be more peaceful, if you want to be able to surrender, if you want to feel grounded, trusting, relaxed, and grace. You can inhale it from the bottle, straight from the bottle. You can diffuse it. You can put drops in your hand and inhale. You can put it on topically over the solar plexus, which is the upper stomach, on the crown of the head or the bottoms of the feet. Okay, thoughts about this for today? Any thoughts that you want to
I
share?
think it's a great day. We need this. You know, it's a day that we have some things out of our control. We just keep praying for the inauguration to go peacefully, and then all things to get coming along, coming along. Just be patient, babe.
Right. And as
All
a
for
nation,
good.
no matter who's being inaugurated, we want peaceful nation. And
As an ancillary note here, Arborvitae mixed with citronella really ramps up the mosquito repellent.
ooh,
Mm.
good to know.
Interesting.
That's right. They were talking about that with the tree because this tree, when it finally dies after like what, 200 years or something, it doesn't
Doesn't
rot the pests don't do it. Like they don't do anything to it because they're like, ugh, stay
is this
away.
the tree of life?
This is the tree of life.
Oh yeah, and it makes huge resources when it lays down and just waits for them to need a canoe or something.
It's amazing. It's an amazing tree. And I think it smells really good. All right. I love that. Divine grace trust the flow. And this one is the opposite of it's to be, it's up to me, right? Because it's like if it's to be, it's up to the divine and I'm going to flow with it. And obviously taking the steps with it. So there's a balance, right? You're not going to just like give it up and be like, oh, I don't have to do anything but smell this oil. Although that could be fun for a day. Just kidding. Not a whole day. I mean, you can put it in the diffuser and enjoy it all day, but take that divine inspiration and do something with it. Take the actions
Like,
that you need.
he likes me to add it to the. I always do spray our bed every time I wash it, the mattress and the pillows and everything. He likes me to add this one to the eucalyptus.
Oh,
He has a
smells good
window
and
right.
refreshing.
He has a window right by his corner, and he used to get lots of bugs crawling in under the seal. I don't know how they did that, but so he
They're tricky.
so we just kind of spray on top of the mattress at the top and all around, and it seems to have helped keep
I
the
love
bugs.
it. Okay, moving on to 177 mental toughness secrets of the world class. Number 59, the world class embraces free enterprise. The quote is from Abraham Lincoln that some should be rich shows that others may become rich, and hence is just encouragement to industry and enterprise. Okay, I love this personally because in an age where it's much more fashionable to hate the rich and be mad at them for not giving us enough of their money, this is a really great quote. The free enterprise system in America has created more champions than anything else in the history of civilization. Since the world class operates from a fearless state of abundance, they tend to embrace the free enterprise system. Many great ones cut their entrepreneurial teeth in the corporate world and then launch a business. Some choose to become professional performers within the corporate structure. These champions make the shrewd decision to use the collective knowledge, power, and systems of their billion-dollar employers. They don't relish the recognition and gratification of being in business for themselves. They prefer to flourish and grow within the corporate system. While most rank and file employees are more interested in where they're going on vacation than moving forward in their career, the great ones often think of the company as their own. The free enterprise system lives within them. Every move they make serves the company for which they work. These performers are a rare breed, especially in times when the masses believe their companies have no loyalty to them. This sense of distrust gives middle class performers an excuse to coast. The great ones are aware that their performance and work ethic are about them, not the company. World class performers are always reinforcing the habit of excellence, one of the reasons they will always be in demand in any economy. Oh, and the world class resource, read How to Get Rich by Donald Trump.
That's interesting today.
Right? Today's the day, right? Okay. Awesome. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the free enterprise.
Free enterprise is the privilege of finding a need and filling that need with your good idea.
Right? How does it apply to our business, our businesses?
Well, we have plenty of need around. The health of the world is terrible. Health of our communities. There's lots of people that we can help with. Even just if we can help them get more rest,
I
rub their
know.
tell them to rub their feet with the Serenity palm. What is it? The little stick.
Yes, Serenity Stick.
And just the slightest improvement of their health can help their business. Feel like doing work when they may not have some.
It's going to help their whole life, right?
The threefold mission of the oils, they're safer, they're cheaper, they're more effective. That creates interest and a market for all of our products all of the time.
I love that.
Yeah, especially when they're trying to dismantle big pharma, you know.
I've been substitute teaching. Came across a great quote from a math teacher, had it written on her wall. Loved it. She says, the greatest math you will ever learn will be uh, to learn the future cost of your current decisions.
Mm,
Truth.
damn, damn.
I think
And I just added to it, or your rewards. There's a there's not only a cost for bad decisions, but there's a reward for good ones.
Yes. Yes, I love that. And that is, I mean, isn't that exactly what they said in here?
say it again.
Created more champions than anything else in the history of civilization. The free enterprise system in America. That's rewards, right? Right there. And there is a movement. We're all over 50, so we are like, yeah, free enterprise, but there is a movement afoot among our young people to down with capitalism. And what they don't understand that they need to understand is that true capitalism, the free enterprise system, works beautifully and it makes everybody a rising tide rises all ships. Like it is good for everyone. But the type of capitalism that we have devolved to is crony capitalism. And this is where we have the problem is not the free enterprise or the capitalist system. The problem is the lobbyists that are moving in between and taking just like they change the rules, they get the Congress to make the rules. They are there on the premise that the congressmen are new, they've never been here, and so they help them by drafting legislation for them. Well, they're on somebody's payroll. And I had an extensive talk with a man who was on our city council who also works as a lobbyist. And through my conversation with him, and he was quite proud of himself for lots of the things that he had done, but through my conversation with him, it became very aware that his position on the city council had nothing to do with representing me, but instead he was representing the company that he worked for as a lobbyist.
Oh,
And this
They
is
were
what has
paying him.
happened.
They were paying
Yeah,
him.
to make sure that things happen in our city that are good for this company. And it's against the law, like you're not supposed to do that. And yet, here we are. Right. And so my hope is that as things move forward, that the recovery of America will include ending this endless ability for people to lobby. I do think there should be advisors. I think that there should be people who do actually come and create support, right? And you should be advised by experts on different topics that you're making laws about and do a lot of research in that way. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm hopeful that our congressmen and women will be um, guided into more of that research. And then my hope also is that we don't continue to um, count our success as a legislator, that they don't continue to count their success by the number of bills or laws they pass. We don't need more laws. We need probably less laws. I'm hoping that maybe we can start counting the ones that we're repealing so that we can just get back to the freedom of the people as much as possible. Obviously, we need some laws, right, to keep it all in place. But anyway, if you hear that from young people, this whole idea of like eat the rich should be, doing more for the lower class people, the poor. Um, I mean, in some cases that may be true, but the fact is that people who create companies and create those jobs, I always thought it was crazy that if you worked for a big company that paid you, you could easily get money from the bank. But if you are the big company that pays anybody else, you can't get any money from the bank.
crazy.
I know. Anyway, there you go. Any other thoughts you want to talk about with free enterprise? Or we can read
Um,
our action step.
Yeah, what is it?
The action step for today.
Our action step for today, I love this one, is commit to seeing yourself as self-employed, regardless of who signs your paycheck. Employment status is unimportant in the age of the mind. All of us are the presidents of our own professional services corporation, and we lease our time and our efforts to employers or other customers or our customers. This mindset should motivate you to perform to the best of your ability every single day. Tell me what you think about that mindset. I mean, we are entrepreneurs, right? I mean, in
Yeah.
the lowest sense, because like doTERRA does so much of the heavy lifting for us, but we get to be the service providers on this. Tell me what you think about this.
Well, this kind of goes back to what we talked about first. The sense of distrust gives middle class performers an excuse to coast. That reminds me of working with the school district. It is popular to not like the people that are in charge of the district.
Yeah.
Instead of just worrying about your own work ethic. And so, I mean, my dad taught me to work. And regardless of what the working circumstances were, I gave my all.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed my job.
Right. I love that. I was talking with another woman who works in a school district this weekend, and she said they have a new administration and everyone is complaining and complaining. She's a very outspoken woman, and she said, we're going to do something new. Every time you complain about the new administration, we're going to say two things we like about them.
That's great. You might have to start repeating them for a while, but then they'll learn more.
Right? At the minimum, her experience will be different, right?
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, not saying that around her.
Well, even as an entrepreneur and you're not seeing success, you can still get into that mindset.
Oh, you can hate your customers, you can hate your anybody that's involved. You can hate your suppliers, you can hate like,
Yeah, people
yeah,
don't want to hear about what you're doing. Yeah,
right? Your
just
potential customers, they're so stupid. Right? It's easy to get into that mindset, and really that's just the offloading of responsibility. And no, it's me. And this part, it really is, if it's to be, it's up to me. Breathe some Arborvitae, get some divine grace coming in, and start getting inspired about how you can help those people and what a difference you can make in their lives, because you can, and you are, and you do, and you have. So keep doing it.
You know, I'm so impressed with this new foundational wellness program. You have that, and everything else is just targeted support.
Yep.
If you find you get up in the morning, and you have a need, whether it's sinus or whether it's respiratory, whether it's digestive, whatever it is, you have tools and go-tos, and you don't need to go to the doctor to get yourself back on track. We
More often than not, right?
have a marvelous opportunity to share.
We do respect our doctors. We do have an appointment this week.
Yes. But isn't
Wow.
it nice to, I mean, that was the thing that was so exciting for me about, 8 kids, and I was in the doctor's office every month with at least one of them every month. And if you think about it, 8 kids, that's like, if everybody goes once a month, then maybe they're not sick except for once every 8 months. But for me, it was bananas, right? I'm like, why are we back at the doctor? This is so crazy. And getting the essential oils into our lives, having doTERRA introduced to us, changed everything for me. Because if I knew that there was a kid that I might have to take to the doctor in the morning, I'd rub oils on his feet or have him gargle or whatever. And then I'd let him sleep in the morning while I took care of everybody else. And then I'd check on him. And if he was worse, which he never was, if he was worse, I'd take him to the doctor. That was my plan. But I mean, for 3 years after we were introduced to oils, I had tools as a mom that I didn't have before. And I was able to confidently move my kids' symptoms into a realm that I felt comfortable handling at home. And it was like no big deal. And that was really amazing. And I was having a conversation with my daughter, who also went through a round of the purge. They were having the stomach bug at their house. And she has two little girls, and her baby is less than a year. She's 11 months now. And she was fevered, and she was vomiting, and she was had diarrhea, and she was worried, and she was like, when at what point do I worry that she is going to dehydrate too quickly, because she's so tiny, right? She's just this little tiny person. And so she found that out. She called her aunt, who's a nurse, and she asked her, and she said 8 hours, make sure she's having at least one wet diaper. Doesn't have to be super wet every 8 hours. And then you're good. You're not in the, and then watch for the little, but her soft spot is almost all the way closed at this point. But anyway, so she did that. And then she was like, Mom, I had no idea how fast peppermint would help cool the body. Like, it
Mhm.
was amazing. She'd put a little on, she'd take her temperature, she'd, look, put a little on, it would go down enough. She's one who believes, and I taught her this, because I believe it, and I think I learned it from my mom, that the fever is doing something for the body. It's like trying to kill the disease. So we just need to keep it in a range that works. And so if she'd get it down to a little slow burn and let it keep doing its work. But to comfort her child and all of this, and she grew up with oils, right? And so she's been like, I don't really know what life is like without them. But she started really thinking during that time. She was like, what do moms do that don't have oils? And I said, I'll tell you what they do, because I remember they panic. They're
I
like, what
knew
should I do? They have so much anxiety, and they're like, when should I go? Should I go? They can't sleep at all while their child is sick, because they're worried that their child is going to get out of control while they're passed out, trying to get some rest. And yeah, it is so comforting. So that was really a fun, not fun for the children to be sick, not fun for Madison to have to be going through that, but just so fun for her to realize the power that she's got in her hands. And I just want to give that to everybody.
So what did she use for her other symptoms? What was it? Tamer on her foot?
Tamer. She is tamer on her tummy, and she actually just put it on the bottoms of her feet, every time she threw up. I think she might have rubbed on her tummy too.
Tamer and peppermint. And she got through that in 24 hours or 48 hours.
Yeah,
What
and I
was it?
don't know for sure what else. Yeah, 24 hours for the baby. It was quick. They took turns. They all did it, but it was a quick run, but it wasn't very quick because it took, 4 days to do it. So anyway,
Well, we're very, very blessed. I remember when we were young and we were in Atlanta. You were a baby, but we had people in the apartments near us that they would run their babies to the hospital all the time in the middle of the night. For
Mhm.
us, we didn't have oils, but we had prayers. We just the priesthood was our insurance.
yeah. No, it's different too. And when you don't know what to do, like, you can't blame those moms because they don't
No,
know what to
they're
do.
saving their children. They're consciously trying to do the best they can. And even sometimes if they just needed a little hydration or something,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
so
So just
distressed.
be in that position where you're educating and you're supporting and you're helping and you're bringing solutions. And I heard Rod Richardson um say that getting back to the basics with doTERRA is about listening to people and what they need and presenting doTERRA as a solution for them. So listen to people, listen to what they need, like, get your ears in that space, and then offer them some support. I think also from a just like ministering standpoint of like providing any kind of comfort or relief. Emotional ministering is just so beautiful, and it's so easy to do with the oils. I put oils on homeless people who were riding the train, Because, you know, they were asking for something and I would give them oils because that's what I had on me. And also because it would comfort them and they get that human touch where I'm rubbing their hands, you know, and just talking to them and letting them smell it. And you can just visibly see the difference in their face and they look younger and calmer, you know, as they're just breathing it in. And it's because this stress, we live in this age of stress. So support people, help people, offer them oils. I took a little roller of remember the Happy Blend?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Remind me what's in it. It's Whisper, Elevation,
Citrus Bliss, was it?
Citrus Bliss, and Balance. Is it Balance?
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, and then we lost Elevation, so we can't do it that way anymore, but we have to like find anyway, I
They said
have
cheer.
still.
I think they said cheer is a good substitute.
Okay. Good to know. Well, I put in a little bit of Forgive. I had a little bit of it left. And by the way, when we went to Mexico a couple of years ago, they gave us a whole bottle of Elevation.
Oh, yeah, it's
I-
balance, elevation, citrus bliss, and whisper.
yes. And Whisper now you know, could only get in the
Oh,
roller. So you have to just pour a little bit in there. But anyway, I had some Forgive with me, and this little girl, her mom had told me that I'd given her Forgive in the past, and she had loved it so much. And so I just added a little bit into that little happy roller, and it smelled so good. And this little girl was so happy to get that little, you know, that little support. And and it just opens, I mean, it just opens people up and they just beam with delight. So look for opportunities to relieve suffering and really, you know, make a difference. This little girl is not going to buy oils. Her mom might never buy oils, but I know that I can make a difference in her life, and I try to as much as I can. Just because I can, because I have a whole room full of oils. Like there's no reason for me to not offer a few to her. So, all right. Any other thoughts on anything at all?
after you close, I have a question.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks for being with us. If you're catching us on the replay, put your comments or questions down below in the comments, and we'll be happy to answer those. So thanks for being here. See you later.